Hola, 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 mi gente. Here we are on another beautiful day in the desert. When I get prompted to make these videos, it seems I'm always in Robe and heatless hair curlers. One would think this is how I look all the time. It's not. But the reason I thought to share right now is because I've been thinking a lot about defining our own success. I talk a lot about defining our own success and frankly, any space that I work in, especially when I'm working with folks who are interested in taking the solopreneur, small business, micro business owner, solopreneur in another era, self-employed, right? This is all overlap. There can be overlaps here. The entrepreneurial track. And I am specific when I mention small business and solopreneur, etc., because you can absolutely be on the entrepreneurial track to create the next huge international global empire. But there's a lot already out there for that kind of approach to livelihood, to business, commerce. And I just, after a couple decades in it all, just have some different thoughts. But anyway, back to defining one's own success. I'm not the only or the first to think of such things, of course. I just frame things in the way that La NRC, me, Tangerine, La NRC, Natalia frames them. Pero pa donde voy, where I'm going, is that, for example, I really love the content of Ramit, who talks about your rich life, which one could overlap and say that's very much like saying defining your own success. He ties it, of course. He is all about financial advice and building wealth to be able to live your definition of a rich life. I'm going to put his info somewhere so that y'all can follow Ramit. He's awesome, I think, in his approach. And because I identify with and I also nurture and encourage others to do exactly that. Like, define, what do these things mean for you? So go use his, what does he call it? The conscious spending budget or something like that, a conscious spending plan, something like that. But it's a great sort of basic tool to start, from a financial lens, thinking about defining, or figuring it out, right? What do you need to be able to live the life, the reality that you desire? And so I think that's part of the puzzle. Very important part of the puzzle, but just one piece in the overarching puzzle that for me is about defining your success overall in this life. Now, success is very much, when we're talking about business, right? And if you're going into business land, classically driven by the bottom line, classically driven by just, as they say, are we in the black or are we in the red? Are we making money or are we losing money? Are we breaking even? Meaning, like, are we just making what we spent? Are we balancing out in a sense? Are we breaking even is like getting to zero? But people want profit, right? So that's why it's the bottom line. Are we making money? Are we in the black? So, okay, if you're going to do your own thing, if you're going to build this livelihood that you desire in a manner that makes sense for you, for the realities that you want to see in the world. Ooh, that matica needs water. That plant needs water. Keep going. This whole element of defining your success. I think a big piece of that, I got totally, my brain, I got totally sidetracked because of the plant. Because I'm just sort of in this kind of ethereal mode right now, enjoying this beautiful weather and all of that. But again, back to defining success. And I'm running long, as always. where I'm going with all of this, and just teasing out, like, especially if you want to create your own livelihoods, if you're thinking, yeah, like, what does that even mean for me? Even if you're going to go work for someone else, actually, let me just say that. Even if you don't take a track where you are actually going to be producing something, like directly selling something you produce, right? Service, product, whatever, to make your livelihood from, like, you go get a job, you're getting paid to help someone else build something. You can believe in it. It can still be purpose driven, all of that. You can still define your own success in the sense that, what is it beyond money? Now, money, like my example of using that, the rich life concept that, again, is not mine, that's Ramit's, is that, yes, money is a piece of it. So I don't want to say that I'm estimating its importance, but man, really, most of us truly are not fulfilled just by money. Money provides the ability to choose to go through this world in a manner that we can be happier with and we find more fulfillment in. But have you ever gotten clear on what all those other things really look like for you? Like, what does success really mean for you? Define it. Let's define it. Now, for me, the reason I'm even doing this in my, like, for real, I think I say this, or I've said it before in another video, like, this thing is bomb. Bum-dum-dum-dum. I gotta find the actual one that I bought this from. I think Kish, Kitsch, Kish company is where I found this from. I think woman owned as well. I think that's what anyway, but this really works. So here I am in this thing, in my robe, talking to you all from my simple but very, very beautiful, in my opinion, little patio yard with my beloved Kamikaze, my little chihuahua, with my beloved old monkey face cat chilling, with my Buenas Vibras cup full of delicious cafecito that was a gift from Colombia, direct from Colombia, not the mug, the coffee. The mug, thank you, shout out to my amiga Mona for the mug. Incredible coffee from indigenous community in Colombia. Have to find the name and also tag. But like, what? How can I not be incredibly grateful for all of this? Like this, I don't got much in my bank account right now, y'all. This is probably going to be one of, who knows who's going to see this video, because this is going to go up on my new YouTube. I mean, it's not even that new. I claimed it a while ago. This is just new to me developing it. I'm trying to see what sticks, what's out there. What do you resonate with? But I would be crazy not to say this is incredible success. And this is when others are at an 8 to 5 somewhere, or trapped in a warehouse, or like, that's not lost on me. And trust, when I say my bank account is right now, I'm in a huge state and flux of transition. I've been doing my independent thing. This is going into year 9, but this is the first time actually really putting my own stuff out there. I've always helped others still build their things. Put my touch on it, put my flavor, my sabor on it, but it wasn't really my stuff, And so I'm just throwing it all out there this year. That's what 2025 is for me. I'm just throwing it all out there. And yet at the same time, I'm sitting here going like, while, I've been living on savings for months, lost, a big contract, first time ever that it really went south with a client in 9 years. Really, really miscommunication. Like, I think real on both ends, right? Like on both ends, all of this. And so anyway, That means losing main source of income, lots of life lessons, realizing gotta take my own advice. Who's been here? Didn't take my own advice. Who's been here? But in the same breath, okay, so I've blown through my savings, surviving. I don't have consistent, steady streams of income again yet. I've got a lot of support, though. I've got a lot of people who want to do things with me. It just doesn't mean cash flow overnight, right? Like, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, then continue to stay tuned and come and join my programming that is going to be, purpose, mission driven. It's a certain philosophy and approach to building lifestyle, to defining success, but also to creating wealth and defining what that really means for us as well. Like, we need to make sure we're clear. What are we saying? And if we want to adopt others' definitions, okay, but be clear that why? Otherwise, get clear on your definition of things and run with that. It doesn't mean we don't take input. It doesn't mean we don't learn. It doesn't mean that we cannot change. Change is constant, but what is that for you? What is your success? How do you define it? I've had people tell me things, everything from I want to leave legacy to I want to retire with dignity. And then I'm like, beautiful. What does that mean, though? What is retiring with dignity? And I remember a woman in one of my workshops, again, this budding small business owner, who just said, you know what, I want to be able to buy my little plot of land back in my pueblito in Mexico. They're originally from a small town in Mexico, been here for decades, but that was the ideal, that we can host family, that we can have there, but not too big, right? Nothing, we can maintain it, that's just nice. It's just something that and we're comfortable. And it's like, she was like, I don't want a mansion, I don't need that. And if you do want a mansion, fucking rock it out. But she's saying, it's not something, for her, that was retiring with dignity. And I go, beautiful. Then that is going to influence strategy. That's going to influence the actions that you need to take. That's going to influence the type of advice that you should really let in, that's really going to help you, versus just kind of being ping-ponged around because people with a lot of very strong opinions and ideas on what they believe success means, and they're putting that and projecting that on you, forces you into making decisions that you're like, this is not what I want. This is not the life that I want. So success is something like that. It can't be something like that. It can be an end game, right? It can be, what do we see for our lives? It can be that retirement thing. It can be that legacy thing. For me, also, what I've had to realize is that I can be here with my little treat, my plant medicine, as I like to also call it, in this doing this, connecting with whomever this connects with out in the world. Vamos, mi gente, vamos, my tribe, my English, my Spanish, my bilingual peeps, and then some, right? I know we're going to find each other. I know we're out there. I've already been finding you, and I know you've been finding me, and we're just going to continue to grow through this medium. But that's something I'm just encouraging you with all of this ramble today. Whenever this day is that you find this, who knows when that time will be. But whenever you find this, and who knows what my tune will be by the time you find this, but I believe so wholeheartedly in that, the importance of truly defining what success means for you in life, and letting things like setting goals for financial gain, setting goals for business growth, for even business development, for business startup, or just career goals, right? Like, who am I going to nurture connections with? Who am I going to work for, and why, right? How might I manage up with an employer? What am I going to bring to it? I mean, there's many ways you can always define your success. And another way I frame, what is the reality you want to live? So I'm just giving a huge gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Tan agradecidas hoy. I am so freaking grateful that even in the midst of high uncertainty around cash flow, around income, around how I'm going to pay this month's bills, I'm not stressed, truly. I have fire under me. I'm hustling. And I mean, this is the beauty of the digital and virtual world that we also are living in. There's, of course, there's a lot of things to be concerned about as well. But one of the good things, I think, and benefits is it gives us so many more opportunities to really build a path that allows us to achieve the success that we desire in all sorts of unique ways. And one of the things that I think is really important, because I believe a lot in self-reflection and awareness work, and more on that to come, is to step back and to be able to say, okay, while I continue to strive, while I continue to build, while I continue to ponerme las pilas, I gotta be present and acknowledge if I've reached certain milestones in my definition of success, if I'm already living. Oh, it's a hummingbird. Did you see it? Did I get it? Oh, thank you, Culibre. What a beautiful symbol. What a beautiful sign. I don't know if I caught it on video or not. It doesn't matter. Just came and stopped, stared at me for just a second. I was just closing out with y'all. How beautiful. But this is success for me. Like the level of flexibility and control I have over what I do with my time, how I also do my work, that I can be comfortable with this. I'm going to do a chart reading later for a dear friend. That's going to be nice. That's why I'm going to get myself together. It'll be for later in the evening. But right now in the morning, I'm able to be this. I'm able to start. Well, actually, it's not that in the morning, the afternoon. Have my day like this. Have a little even plant medicine treat. I don't know how else to say it for this platform. I don't know yet how that stuff with the algorithm. I'm going to learn. We're learning. Little by little, poco a poco, como siempre digo, as I always say. Alrighty, babes. Whoever's out there, whoever's listening to this, I'm really just gotten comfortable. Oh, I'm missing my earrings and my jewelry. Okay. Define your own freaking success and acknowledge that even if there is a high level of uncertainty ahead in some important areas of life, like finances, like cash flow for a business, take a breath and see, like, am I though actually much farther along than maybe I thought, or am I living an element already of my success, and can I just honor that and appreciate it and go, ooh, thank you, me, thank you to what I've been lately calling my divine beloved, el gran espíritu, lo que sea, or whatever, el universo, the world, naturaleza. Anywho, I'm gonna stop because now I'm just really rambling, but I'm passionate about it. Of course, as many things I am. Please define your own success. And if you are in a place where you're realizing, like, I'm on path, right? Like I'm in my journey, or I'm beginning my journey, but even beginning my journey is part of being able to say, like, yeah, I'm successful in this world by what I define success to be. And success might mean like just making enough money that you're gonna be good, you're comfy, and that you do get to pretty much just do whatever the F you want for 6 months of the year or something, like just living this beautiful life, getting to know this world, giving back to this world, being of service in other ways that you don't have to be constantly, attached to just survival. Like, is this just survival? How do I get out of that? How do I create a reality as that? And if you do want to be hustling 24/7, if that is something that brings you joy and that's what success means for you, then okay, I can define it for you. I don't want to say anything is better than the other. Define it for you. And there's many different ways that success can be defined. And then track from there, right? That then is what is going to inform your strategy, your actions in this life moving forward. Bueno, mi gente, my peeps. Just wanted to interject real quick here because I forgot to say it in my rambles. But after hearing all of this, I'm curious, like, what does it mean for you? Right? Like, I was rambling, saying my piece. But when you hear that, yeah, like, what does success mean for you at this stage in your life where you are at right now? Like, it can always evolve, it can always change. Give yourself that permission. But what does it really mean for you? And you don't have to share your why, but like, you can just, what does success mean for you? But I'm also curious to know, like, what led you to want that? Like, why is that success for you? I think that's always also the next level to clarify for ourselves. So share away. What does it mean for you?